Okay, so the colour codes on this screen do mean something, okay? So where I've put find info, that basically means comprehension. So what I mean by that is if question 1A, it says how much time did the men ski in each day, this is 1B. Let's say, for example, it said 12 hours. You can literally put they spent 12 hours skiing. So the ones in green on this screen, the questions that I put in green, they are basically just finding information. In questions 1 and 3, you put A, B and C and just answer the questions. And in 5 and 6, you're doing exactly the same, but you're just putting into a sentence. So for example, explain what we learn about the food that they find, question 5. All you would do is you look for the extract, find all the things you could find about food, find the quotes and just put them into a sentence, as opposed to 1 and 3 where you're just doing one line. So 5 and 6 you'd put into sentences. Questions 2 and 4 are how questions, very similar to paper 1 reading exam. So they're worth 10 marks. Remember, use your brain. If it's only worth 3 or 4 marks, you have a lot of time. If it's a 10-mark question, you need to have about 13 to 15 minutes. You must time manage. Look at the clock before starting each question. So don't look at the clock and then look at it again 50 minutes later. My exam technique would be, if I know I've got 15 minutes and I'm starting my exam at 9:30, I look at the clock and I think to myself, right, I need to finish this question at 9:45, then at 9:45 I move on. Okay, so again, here are just the timings for each question. If it's a 10-mark question, about 14 or 15 minutes. If it's like a 3 or 4-mark question, about 6 or 7 minutes. These are good things to get into your head, by the way, so this is quite an important slide if you're making notes. Okay, so good exam technique for the reading exam. Leave a 1-line gap between each quote and PE, so it's nice and clear for the examiner. Start a new page for each question. So for example, with question 2, you do your answer and then it's on a blank new page. At the end of the exam, you might be able to go back and add some more PEs at the bottom of the page. Put quotation marks around every quote. If you're using a quote, we want you to get rewarded, so make sure you put quotation marks. And like the one I said, look at the clock before starting each question. Okay, question 1. I told you earlier it's comprehension, so it's really simple. So you read the article, it's in the bottom left. One of the questions is how much time did the men ski in each day? And basically you'll look through this article, you look through it, and then somewhere in there it will say 12 hours a day. I'm not going to do it now, but I can't remember. Somewhere in there said they work 12 hours a day. And all you do is find the answers in the text and put it into a sentence. Okay, 16 hours a day, there you go. So so don't just put down one word, answer the question, but remember, you don't need to do a PE or anything like that. So that's it for question 1. The main thing about question 1 is it's a nice, simple question. If you can't find an answer, because some students say to me, I can't find it, it wasn't in there. It will be in there, but if you can't find it, leave it, and then you can go back to the end of the exam. There's no point spending 5 minutes looking for 1 mark. You've got to get onto the 10-mark questions. Question 3 is exactly the same as question 1, but it's on the other extract. So you read the other extract and you just answer it. So for example, what animals did Scott have him on the expedition? If the answer is horses, you can just put Scott had horses on the expedition with him. Really simple, we don't need to spend time looking at it.